as fans, we hope for a lot. We hope to see certain characters come to life. We hope to see plot points come forward. And a lot of people have been hoping ever since Henry Cavill got dumped as Superman that he'd come over to the MCU and he'd come over there and he'd play maybe Captain Britain. And that leads me to our featured story, everybody, of the night. Let's do this. So everybody's going nuts online about Henry Cavill because apparently the rumor out there is coming from My Time to Shine, who has been great about a lot of stuff getting it out there, saying that Henry Cavill has signed down with Marvel to play a part in the Marvel Universe. Now, no one knows what, and the speculation started going crazy. Speculation station that he'd be playing Doctor Doom. Everyone's like, well, he'd be the perfect Doctor Doom. He can take over him. Cass A, a Fantastic Four is coming. He just signed something. It must be Doom, right? They're changing the whole thing to be Doom. The whole stuff came out with Marvel recently where they're going to change the whole name for Kang Dynasty. Now, we knew that for a while, but now a huge report came out today. They're going to restructure because of how it's been happening. Kevin Feige's getting more hands-on to fix it because he wants his storylines to continue. So maybe this would be his Doctor Doom. But then again, like I said, the one person everyone's saying is kind of the character would be Captain Britain. Now, Captain Britain is, in my world, pretty much what people say is Superman of Marvel in a lot of ways, which kind of makes sense for this character. He's indestructible. He can fly. He's got stamina. I mean, all-powerful, interdimensional creature, that. And again, he has a whole different thing where he is powered by a matrix. I want to talk to Sean about that too in a second. But the idea is that Captain Britain would come forward. If you have Henry Cavill, he's the perfect person. DC has wanted him to be their Superman. Then Marvel will have him as his Superman. And that's the idea right now. Will it be Captain Britain or will it be Doctor Doom? I really don't believe it's going to be Doctor Doom. I think that he'd be interesting as Doctor Doom, but I think we got other characters kind of lined up for that. But Sean, how do you feel about this? You hear these rumors. You hear that he's been cast now in Marvel. He's coming together. Do you believe it'd be like the Captain Britain? And what's this Matrix thing about, man? I really don't understand. Is a Matrix of power? He gets too far from, he loses his powers, but then he gets them back. Like, what's going on? Is it kind of like his kryptonite in a way?
All right, I need a close up on this one, Brian.
Okay, well, we'll get you in. We'll get you in close here. Come on, tell us what's going on, Sean.
Well, first off, I need to apologize. Captain Britain is one of my big gray areas. I know fuck all about Captain Britain, except when it crosses over.
You didn't have to admit that. You could have gone on for an hour about figgy pudding. And,
I understand I'm brought to the show to cover a certain demographic and bring a level of information that is just so unnecessary that anyone else to have. And I apologize that I will not be able to explain what the fuck a matrix is. I will say
Welcome
this.
To the human race, Sean.
No, I'm not ready for that, GR. Please keep me out there. I will say this. Everything about like the whole Braddock line of family, you have brothers, you got cousins. It's a weird fucking world, and I do not understand a lick of it. This character has been around since like mid 70s. It was a member of Excalibur. Thank you, Queen. I cannot. I'm having a really hard time in knowing where Marvel is today and saying, sure, Captain Britain's going to show up tomorrow. I'm having a really hard time with that, right? There's so much that still has to be introduced for Captain Britain to even make sense, right? I will say this, the Ultimate Universe of comics, this is a reboot in the early aughts, 20 fucking years ago, Jesus. It stripped away all the continuity and it relaunched comics Ultimate Universe as if it was a brand new thing, right? And I really liked their take on Captain Britain as sort of the European response to the Avengers, right? These were powered individuals representing countries and kingdoms across Europe and Asia, and they were kind of brought together to kind of fight the American growing superpower who had superpowers. So that was very interesting. I could talk, there you go, a little bit about that kind of Captain Britain. But for where the Marvel Cinematic Universe is, Henry Cavill as Captain Britain, there's a lot to get done. There's a lot of groundwork to lay to get there. It's a great character. There's a lot of mythos and mythology in there. This was an Alan Moore creation, right? Like, it goes that deep. The old snake worshiper himself, Alan Moore.
Glycon.
Exactly, super iconic. So I don't know. If he is going to be Captain Britain, good on you, MCU. There has to be a course correct that comes here, especially with all the news of, the Kang's out. Fantastic Four's got a very heavy lift of what's going to happen there. Thunderbolts is being retooled as well in response to Captain America. It's a fucking mess. And
it's a mess. They're changing everything.
Feige's cleaning the house, and Feige's coming in and changing things. And could he introduce Captain Britain? Sure. But personally, I just do not feel like there's enough plot threads that have been introduced previously in the MCU for Captain Britain to make an appearance yet.
Do you like him?
I will say, yeah, he's fine.
I was going to say, you like the idea of him playing a character, though?
I love Henry Cavill. Oh, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. Henry Cavill's fantastic. Liked him as Superman. Loved him as The Witcher. I thought he did a fantastic job.
He's only gotten better through the years.
Oh, for sure. Like, he's an acquired taste. He's grown. But, like, honestly, and it's really stupid, but when I think of Henry Cavill, I think of his fight in Mission Impossible, where he goes like, he gets his shoulders going, and then he's like it's like that's Henry Cavill to me. And I want to see that kind of Henry Cavill. I want to see a brawling Henry. My hair is going crazy right now.
He's British. They could give him the mustache. It would make sense.
They could. They'd be fine. I understand going the route of Captain Britain because, yes, he's a British man, and I think he could do fine with that role. Again, there's not enough points to put it unless they go the route of tying him more closely to the mutants because of his connection to. They could connect him to Psylocke and that family because Betsy Braddock is Brian's brother. So
supposed to be the new Cyclops. The new Cyclops, Henry Cavill.
I wouldn't hate to see that. I think he can make. I mean, he's a little old for Cyclops, but I kind of like that.
Bishop maybe, or I don't know. No, they're probably go more accurate. Bishop.
Honestly, I didn't even consider Dr. Doom until you sent the link about the speculation about who
he could be Doom.
Who he is, the MCU. I wouldn't hate it. I think he could really do a good thing, especially if, again, with what we know about the Fantastic Four movie being set in the 60s, I think he's got a classic kind of style. Like, I think he can pull off kind of like the
period piece type character.
Like just the buttoned up and very, kind of like prim and proper version.
He play like Sherlock Holmes,
What a gentleman diplomat was supposed to be in the 1960s. That could be a great introduction for Dr. Doom. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. GR, what do you know about Captain Britain?
I mean, I think the character really was after my time of comics. Kind of, But Cavill could. I think Cavill could pull off any role he wants.
Oh, hell yeah.
Do you see him playing maybe a different part, though, from this, GR? Is there something else that you like to see him play if it wasn't this? You don't see him as Doom?
No, Marvel wants his face on the screen, not his mask.
Yeah, that's true. They did.
That's a really good point, GR.
And also, Doom has all the metal and stuff like that. They'd probably want to find some way to be like, because he's Superman, right? He's been Superman for a long time. This fool he gets freaking jacked for everything he does. They probably want something where they could have him take his shirt off at some point too, huh, GR?
Well, half of the audience does at least.
I see it and I'm like, they are so back and forth about it just because the Fantastic Four casting is being released right now and the fact they're saying he's signed on for something. There's so many more projects they're doing right now. So it could be a variety of anything. It really could. But I think it's a good point you made, GR, though. They want to see his face. Again, Doom, you're not seeing much of the face. I feel like Mads Mikkelsen makes sense because of his character voice he has, too. As we're talking about Hannibal earlier, he's been somebody. Cillian Murphy's been somebody up for, too, they're saying. John Hamm. I mean, there have been a lot of people that have been speculated to be Dr. Doom.
Fuck.
I think that...
Okay, I figured it out.
Okay, what'd you figure out?
I figured it out. Okay, in some iterations of Captain Britain, you have the concept of the Captain Britain Corps, which essentially is a group tasked with maintaining What? The multiverse. There you go.
Oh.
He's in there. Henry Cavill confirmed. Captain Britain. And by the way, I just read the whole thing about the Matrix and how they power those fucking powers. It makes no sense. I don't think we're gonna get an explanation there. If you are looking for, if you are looking for the Marvel answer to Superman, look at Hyperion. Actually, Hyperion probably has a much more closer, like physical, kind of match to Superman than Captain Britain.
But he is British.
Captain
That's
Britain's
why
more like a mantle, right? Like it's a mantle passed on. It's a title anyone can kind of have, right?
But he can fly though. He can fly though.
Yeah, he can fly. But again, a lot of that is also tied to like who's writing him, right? Like is it a suit of power? Is it a power bestowed upon him because of
this Matrix
court and this fucking Matrix energy? The power wielded by I have to read it. I'm sorry. The power wielded by members of the Corps is derived from absorbing and metabolizing energy generated by the matrix of exotic particles naturally occurring at weak points between dimensions. Yep. So we could.
It sounds interesting.
Thank you, JR. And I delivered it well. I will say that. Yeah, I'm very humble. But like, I definitely, if you really need to have Captain Britain, this whole multiverse saga, we're still in it. It was bungled because of everything involved with Kang and the failures of the last 3 movies and television shows to get people to give a shit. This could be a good way to do it.
Oh yeah!
I think it could.
How long you been holding that, Mike? How long you been holding that?
It wasn't me. That was the host.
Oh shit. Okay.
I still put sound effects in, not that often, once in a while, but I tried. I think so too. This kind of makes sense for fixing this multiversal war. If Captain Britain's that attached to it, and the multiverse, he comes in, and then you attach him. A post-credit scene in Fantastic Four or something like that. Henry Cavill comes in, and this post-credit scene actually works for him, as opposed to the that one with the Black Adam where he pops in and pops out and never shows himself again. That sucks for Henry Cavill. I'm so sad. Mike, what do you think about
that? Was
this?
Just because Rock wouldn't stop whining too. Like I love it. That's why that existed.
Stop whining.
That whole scene is because Rock whined so hard. Like that was it. There was no fucking context of
they're friends and the same agents, same manager, or maybe his manager. They were friends, and they're like, "Let's bring him back." The Rock thought he was going to take over the DCU, and then James Gunn came in instead, and it all changed. And now there's also rumors going around that Warner Brothers will be up for sale April 1st right now. So this is something we've been talking about for a long time, and I heard this today that Zaslav, he can't do anything until April 1st, which is like I guess when the contract came through before, that he'll be able to actually put up on the market, and they're hoping to sell it to Universal. I mean,
remember what April 1st is, Brian.
That's also true. It might be April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
I know that's the joke. I get it. No.
but Variety put this out there. Variety was talking about this today too, about how there's a whole idea going around that April 1st is the time, or shortly after that, they will announce that it will be for sale. Mike, what do you think? Is it going to be a good thing with Henry Cavill coming into the MCU? Do you see him playing a part that's maybe not either of those? In the chat, I put out to the chat, and the chat does not think he'll play Dr. Doom or Captain Britain. They said they expect somebody else. So between Queen and Richard Trace, whoever's out there, that's what we got so far. Do you think that's the route they'll go, or do you think that this makes sense because they're casting this, casting movies right now? It could be Dr. Doom, or is it going to be somebody else in like the near future?
No way, Dr. Doom. I mean, I think that GR Thirsty Daddy himself is right on the money, saying that you don't buy Henry Cavill, spend $15 million on his ass to put him behind a mask.
Yeah, that was a really good call.
Yeah, good call.
Sean, what you're talking about the multiversal mishaps for Marvel? That's a lot of M's. I did watch Miss Marvel. There's some more M's for you over the weekend.
All the M's.
Hurting.
Yeah.
It's sad. I wanted that movie to be better.
We watched The Marvels. The Marvels. The Marvels. You watched, huh?
No. Ms. Marvel, is that it? The movie?
You watched the show.
The show. The movie is The Marvels.
The Marvels. I watched The Marvels. Then, yeah. Well, it's whatever. I can't be bothered to learn the actual names for this.
Oh, don't learn the titles.
Exactly. Thank you, GR.
No one needs context, Mike.
Let's see. We got shut the fuck up, Sean. Jesus Christ. So Captain Britain was originally given his powers by Merlin the magician. That's what's important. That's bullshit, man. Come on, like you be a Captain America, right? He gets his powers by God-given drugs in military experiments. That's how Americans become captains.
Hey, God bless America, right? Yeah.
Yep.
How come when I was in the service they didn't give us those kind of drugs?
Because they only did it back in the 50s, GR. Then they stopped.
Excuse me. The late 60s, early 70s wasn't too late.
You wouldn't be here talking to us if you had those kind of powers.
Yeah, you'd be out there fighting crime.
You gotta mix with the mortals occasionally, Mike.
Okay, look, you can't let Henry Cavill have his natural British accent on the big screen. It's dangerous. It's irresponsible. Women are going to be hurting themselves, bashing themselves into the silver screen, like sparrows on my screen door. Okay, it's too much sexiness, and it's not safe to expose it to the the rest of us.
I think we owe it to the female public to let him do that.
I think they'll hurt themselves. Is what I'm saying.
They could very easily hurt themselves, Mike.
I don't know. I don't need more Cavill. I'm not a huge Cavill stan. I'm like whatever on the guy. He's done a good job. Maybe I'm just jealous because he's too attractive. Because he is incredibly attractive.
I think that could be what it is.
It could be.
So it doesn't tickle your innards, huh, Mike?
No, or maybe it does. That could be the problem.
I mean, we still don't. I mean, the whole Warhammer series that we're supposedly getting with Henry Cavill, like, there's going to be a ton of him coming up.
A lot.
Yeah, like why he's just been like knocking off like beloved franchises and IPness for so long, like Mission Impossible, the DC, like Geralt,
Sherlock Holmes.
I do think Sherlock Holmes. Right. He's improving. He's better now than he's ever been.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I think when they kind of let him, like, I don't know. Yeah, he really. I feel like he took more control over himself, if that's okay to say. Like after Man of Steel, I think you look at the way he was handled and treated in the DCU and what he did to counter that at the same time, like. You could tell the movies that also came out during that time that he was in, or the series they did, he was enjoying that shit way much more than any of the DCEU stuff. And I think it was probably because he just had to take more control and had to be a little bit more demanding about the type of performance he wanted to do.
And he loved being Superman, but unfortunately he just got, fucked around on that shit, They've been changing the guard too much over there, so Henry Cavill, he's done. Now that James Gunn said there might be something else for him over there too. Not Superman now, but there might be something down the line, but who knows again. DC is all messed up. James Gunn's trying to fix it again. If there's any news, if they're like actual facts, this rumor going around, they're going to actually sell this year or try to sell, then that changes everything. It just changes
everything. The whole fucking playing field is completely different.
It's completely different. And would James Gunn stay? Would he be gone? Was that a way of you know what I mean? You would not know.
All that promise for what? Yeah, like
what?
If one thing I know about Hollywood, it's they love putting their name on shit and not letting anyone complete plans if it doesn't align with somebody's big ticket plans, I guess. Yeah.
Can you imagine they finish Superman Legacy, it sells, and then all of a sudden we have this movie come out they spend X amount of money on that will never go anywhere with the Batman 2. It'll be like the same boat we're in right now.
I just want the fucking Green Lantern's True Detective show that I was promised.
It's supposed to be happening now.
That is one of the only things. I mean, he's got a lot on that slate, and heaven help him if he doesn't get to do at least a Peacemaker season 2.
I know.
I think the man will just create. He'll probably just commit creative suicide at that point. I don't know. The guy's got some good ideas. Let him be. Let him create. Let him play in the play box, please.
Hopefully him and Safran make it happen, and we get all of his projects moving forward, and this sale doesn't happen. But overall, Henry Cavill won't be there as Superman. But he's going to be at Marvel, apparently. Maybe Captain Britain. Maybe Doctor Doom. Maybe Cyclops. Who knows?
I could see him.
I was gonna put it out there.
If they go like older, maybe I don't know.
He's too beefy for Cyclops. Cyclops is never supposed to have that much mass.
Yeah, Cyclops is not a physical brawler type. He's more of a.
Doesn't need
I hit you with the Octic Blast and I dodge away, and then I got to worry about my
time to change everybody
girlfriend.
He's too busy dodging away to put in the hours at the gym that he would need to cultivate that kind of mass.
It'd be a waste. It'd be a waste of a Henry Cavill physique.
I don't want to see him Wolverine either. People are saying Wolverine 2 online. I don't want to see him be Wolverine either. We want to go with somebody like, I don't know, somebody completely different after Hugh Jackman actually steps out, which won't be for a while because he's sticking around. I also remember that Hugh Jackman might be Wolverine in the first Kang Dynasty movie and because they're saying that Deadpool
retire from Wolverine. He's done perfectly. He's just fucking.
He can retire whenever he wants.
I know, but
does not have to show up.
He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. I don't think. I think he's he's single again, guys. He's single. He has a lot more free time. He's back on the apps. He's trying to figure things out again. He's taking time. He's like, I just work out a lot, eat some freaking chicken, and be Wolverine all day, every day until I find my next.
Ask for? Like that's
just wait till he gets on like the convention circuit. That'd be great. Just bring him down to Baltimore Comic Con.
That's going to be an expensive signature, man.
Yeah, it will be. Hugh Jackman's not going anywhere, though. I'm saying. No. And Henry Cavill is joining the MCU. We'll find out who he's going to be. Yay. Captain Marvel might be. Not Captain Marvel. Captain Britain might be. Or somebody else.
He's goofing it up too, Sean. It's not just me.
Yeah, but that's expected, Mike. That's expected. You and I are here to right the ship. That is why people tune in.
I correct myself as much as I can.
So aggressive.
I correct myself.
I apologize for my Marvel problems.